everyone. My name is Jake Winkler, and I am the founder of Omega Ratio, and I'm extremely excited to talk to you about why it's such an important dietary tool. I want to first, though, bring your attention to the silent epidemic that is plaguing our healthcare system, and that is the 13 million people living with a chronic condition. Joe is one of those individuals with diabetes, and now he's at risk of developing heart disease. He's looking at changing many aspects of his life in order to reduce the progression of his disease, and one of the many ways to do that, and most proven, is looking at his diet. What nutritional research would show is that he should balance out his omega-6 and his omega-3 fat consumption in order to reduce the inflammation that's driving his condition. And this is extremely important because many North Americans are currently consuming a highly imbalanced ratio of omega-6s to omega-3s. Now, because this is relatively new information, people like Joe are struggling with understanding the sources of these fats and why they should even care about their consumption. Additionally, nutrient databases that apps currently use are missing critical information on omega-6 and omega-3 content in foods. We want to help people like Joe. Omega Ratio is the first tool of its kind to reliably track omega-6 and omega-3 in a user's diet. It will provide food sources for that individual, education and research, and a detailed history of their consumption. It's extremely special because we actually plan on building a new up-to-date database for omega-6 and omega-3 content in food. It's specific and targeted to balancing your approach out, and it's developed by a team of fatty acid experts. The market for this is quite large, and we look at entering it through that dietitian-client relationship, because this not only promotes accountability, but also ensures that those lifestyle changes are realistic. Additionally, we have established community partnerships with dietitians to test the app once it's developed. Omega Ratio will be available for $9.50 a year, and this revenue model has been proven successful by a highly specific dietary app already on the market. Our team is built upon people who have their master's or their PhD in fatty acid science, and our goal is achievable because we have access to those analysis facilities. I know there are a lot of nutrient trackers on the market, but they are all using databases that are missing information on omega-6 and omega-3 content in foods. So we stand out with a new fatty acid database, educational resources, and recommendations specifically for omega-3 and omega-6 content. And with this, we do need your help. We are looking for a loan of $15,500, which will be matched by MyTax to start funding the creation of that new database and solidify our competitive advantage. And we're also looking for any healthcare professionals to pilot the app and provide feedback and support in ultimately achieving our goal of helping people like Joe take control of their fat consumption and manage their chronic conditions. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Peyman, co-founder of GoLab. Our story begins with great grapes to make great wine. That's why Robert thinks about producing great grapes. Why? Because improvement of 25 points in the bottle of wine, it will increase the price 10 times. That's why he thinks about that. So he decided to do some research. He found keywords which are effective variables in data collection of vineyards. So he goes to vineyard maximum 3 times a day, get sample, give it to experts, they do experiments, they provide him with information, but it's not reliable. 3 times, plan for vineyard, and then he goes to companies to provide him with information with remote sensors. They provide more than 100 data online in their systems. But again, he needs to hire an expert to interpret this information to him to be used. So he comes to GoLab. Not only we provide more than 1,000 highest accuracy with high resolution data of his vineyard, we process it in cloud and then interpret the data the way how Robert by himself understands that to use for his vineyard and use this green environment-friendly energy to manage his vineyard and irrigation systems to save water, labor, cost, time, and etc. How? Implementing Smart Pebbles, our device, to pulse the data to cloud. Then we applied AI system in the cloud to process it to be useful for Robert. And then he can check everything wherever he is, in his devices, phone, tablet, anything. He doesn't need to be in his office or vineyard. This is the connectivity of our devices, just for case, temperature and humidity, 7 sensors in 7 studs. So Robert can control this information to keep the moisture of soil in this rate, so he doesn't need to irrigate everywhere, to waste water and just destroy the winds. And we have 5 only similar companies who work in wine industry, and as you see, we cover all the bases with the minimum price and least intervene. From the beginning date till now, we developed our platform. Right now, we are working on funds from IRAP and MyTax. And during our customer discovery, we got major wineries who are interested to our platform, and we hope that we can collaborate with them in coming spring. I would like to introduce our team: Dr. Rezai, mechanical and chipset expert; Dr. Zaim, electrical engineer; and I'm the data analyst and AI developer of the team, and our mentors and advisor team. Thank you.
Hello, so my name is Arpin Bhullar, and we are Apex Biomedical Solutions. And we're here to present you our first product, SuTrain. Now, as a company, we're focusing on the $21 billion that are spent on medical errors every year in North America. And our first product is for suture training. Now, suture training for students today is inadequate. Patients can be left with ugly scars due to students being poorly done stitches, due to just them being uncomfortable in the operating room. And their training is incomplete, as they're only given about 12 hours of practice across 4 years of medical school. And this training is insufficient, as current practices rely on unethical pig feed in the classroom, which only simulate tough skin, like on our backs. And at home, students are left using unrealistic silicone models, which just don't behave anything like human tissue. This leaves an unmet need in their education. Let me ask you a question. If you were choosing someone to sew an open wound on your body, would you want someone who's never sewn human tissue before, or someone with countless hours of practice? We think the answer to that is unanimous, and this is why we've created SuTrain. SuTrain is our novel biomaterial, which mimics human skin. When blindfolded, surgeons stated that they couldn't tell the difference between our material and real human tissue. We've combined our novel material with our unique base, and it provides a lifelike sewing experience like nothing else. Our product line begins with our starter kit. This includes 1 tissue and 1 base. Moving up to our specialist kit, we include every tool necessary for suturing at home in 1 easy package. We'll also be selling replacement tissues of varying difficulty. As the material wears with repetitive usage, this will provide us a recurring revenue source as users replenish the consumable. For our market, we're looking at 167 medical schools and 25,000 students joining every year. This totals to over 100,000 students and professionals practicing continuing development every year. For our competition, there are a number of players in this market, but they're all hindered by the same thing: their reliance on unrealistic silicone. Our competitive advantage is that SuTrain is nearly indistinguishable from human tissue. And when you consider that, there really isn't any competition. We at Apex Biomedical Solutions are a team of talented engineers with a wide scope of technical experience. Our mentors through this program have been Wayne Senner and Rose Bojani. In our first year, we're hoping to gain traction with 30% of UBC medical students with our starter kits and replacement tissues, aiming for an annual first-year revenue of $22,000. And our ask is for $71,000 to be used for equipment, marketing, and manufacturing, and this will finance our operations for the next 9 to 12 months. On behalf of everyone at Apex Biomedical Solutions, thank you for this opportunity to present SuTrain.